is up, and it is stable from what I can tell. I'm just waiting till it comes up on YouTube and Twitch. Okay, it's live on YouTube and I think it's live on Twitch. Though I'll need to watch the Twitch some because I've noticed sometimes when I broadcast the Twitch some weird errors happen. Yeah. So go on, Ed.
Yeah, and in case you drift off for whatever reason, I stop at 9:30 on the dot, like within 5 minutes of 9:30, wherever I'm at. So just in case you drift off, that you can set your alarm or whatever.
Yep.
All right, cool. I'm going to start giving my presentation in a moment. So I like to do this every time, but each time hopefully I'll do it a little faster. This is an app called VirtualCoffeeBot, an app to pair groups of people in a Slack channel once a week so they can meet for virtual coffee. It's pretty straightforward. I will do a quick walkthrough of where the app is at, discuss the plan for today, and then just start hacking away, I guess. Cool. It should load in a second. It's all Dockerized, so it's building. The front end is in Vue.js and TypeScript. The back end is in TypeScript, and it uses an ORM called Prisma, and it uses PostgreSQL as the back end. And now it looks like it's running, so let's confirm it's running. Yes, there we go. Oh. This is the rather good-looking VirtualCoffeeBot. As like it says, it creates serendipitous social encounters. The way it works is one person in the Slack channel, in the Slack workspace, will add VirtualCoffeeBot to their organization. Okay, why is the allow button grayed out? Still requesting permissions. When they click allow, VirtualCoffeeBot will allow them to create groups of people who want to meet. These are all the example groups. You can't really delete them right now because what's the point? But yeah, so these are the people. Let me create a new group today, just as an example. 2020 group today, 0526. Hope slashes work. Yeah, it does. I can pick all the members of the general channel. I can schedule all the meetings for them. And today's agenda is to get Mark is done to work, right? As you can see, that failed with the status of 404. And then to go ahead and finalize. I did the backend last week for the schedule page. So once you mark some meetings as done, there should be another tab like this that says schedule, right? And then in that tab, you should be able to see a view kind of like this, drawing of the schedule tab, which is, for the upcoming weeks, it will show you the appointments that have been scheduled, and it'll also show you the appointments that are already conducted, appointments that are done, right? Which would be like, whatever, and something like that. Right, so this is the goal, to get this whole thing to work. I guess let me update these dates to be more friendly. Obviously, that's a bit of a stretch goal. For today, I will settle for Mark meeting done is not working. I'll get that to work. I'm going to change the verbiage from currently internally in the backend. Done is marked as it's called occurred. But a meeting, you may not want a meeting to occur for a reason other than it's not done. Like the two parties could be not interested, right? So in that case, the meeting didn't occur, but it is no longer to be considered. So I want to change that word since it was annoying me. And then I think rather than getting the whole algorithm to work and delivering the page, I'm going to focus on the front end and get the schedule tab going. and maybe put it up in a static way, and then go ahead and finish the, like this is where I think I'm gonna end today. And then I would have to fix up the algorithm next time and link the algorithm to this static page, make it dynamic. So that seems like a pretty fun list for me to get done in 3 hours. So let's start on this adventure with mark meeting done is not working. So when I click mark is done, and my main goal today was to dip my toe back into the front end, because for the past few weeks, I've just been working in the back end. And since the schedule page is almost done, it's time to get a hybrid, like to work with the front end. And my collaborator, who lately he's been, he got a really, he's retired, semi-retired at 26, so it's good news for him. But I don't know how much he's programming right now, so I don't really want to involve him until I have everything really well scoped and I want him to polish things that I've developed. But he actually built all this UX, and so this is the first time that I'll be adding a new tab to the UX with a bunch of options. So it's a learning curve for me, like how to get things to look nice. And I may have questions for him. Would be great too if I could get those organized. So, all right, if I click, this is the network tab of the, oh, that's the network tab. This is the console. I don't want the console, I just want the network tab. Right. So when I click mark is done, let's see what it's doing right now. Usually I find the fastest way to introspect is to copy this as a code request. And then hopefully there's not a lot of private junk in there. Oh, come on. Get off the, yeah, okay, good. Get off the screen share. Yeah, okay, there wasn't, but you never know. This is the code request. I'm hitting coffee localhost 5050, which is backend, /me /coffee group /6, which is the group ID of this coffee group today, 0526. Mark a meeting done, right? So I think the first thing that is bothering me about this call is it doesn't seem to have a meeting ID, right? So how do we know which meeting to mark is done? So there's two parts to this. First of all, let's get out of here because we know what this is. We'll come back to it. And let's try to figure out what's happening in the code. Let's get everything the right size. Okay, so first of all, bad URL. So let's look at what the actual route looks like. So since I'm a backender, I'll start with the backend. So I'll go to the controller. There's a me.controller, which is where all the me endpoints work. App.ts has the names of the routes. So let's see what mark meeting done looks like. Mark meeting, something wrong. Okay, so it's supposed to be doing me, coffee group ID, mark meeting done, meeting ID. So maybe that's all that's wrong. We'll see. Let me see if there's a way to find out what the meeting ID here is. So search for member. Oh, these are the proposed meetings that will happen next. These are the proposed. Oh. Okay, where's VCB UI? We can probably find it through the browsing tree also. Pages, coffee groups, index.view. Coffee group list, showing you group. Okay, that may not be it. Wait. Okay, coffee group list is probably the page, which is, where is this defined? Go to definition, components, probably. Yeah, there should be a coffee group list component. Coffee groups. Coffee group list.view. Okay, cool. So now this is the coffee group list. So let's do meetings. Let's put the meetings tab. No? All right. No, that's in schema. There's one. It's an app.ts, media controller, group service ts, meeting service. Okay, this is all in the backend, and this is front end. Router path meetings. Meetings.view. Okay. Go to definition. So, okay, so one good piece of news is that if I wanted to add a schedule link, I would just add it here and then add a new route and have a new blank page. But I don't really want to jump over to that yet. Let me look at meetings.view and let's start working on that. So how do I figure out where the Smart Meeting Done button is? So these are the proposed meetings that will happen next. That's this text. I wonder if the search for member works. It might. Nice. It doesn't. This is a great front ender, really. Everything he does just works. Using a V model search. What's that? I don't know what that is, but we can Google it real quick since we're newbies to Vue. Well, actually, I did a really good Vue project, but that was a while ago, and I'm not a sophisticated front ender like Ilyas is. So presets, search. Where's the link to the list? So where is it going for person, comma, J in meeting? Okay, what is J? The key is J. Interesting. So how do I look at what's inside this meeting object? Will it be inside here? If I refresh the page, let's see. There's a call to meetings. Oh, what is all this? Not interested. There's a call to meetings, which gives me a response. Oh, not what I wanted. XHR is what I wanted. So this is probably the response that goes into meetings. Generate meetings. No. Okay, so I get not good. So I have user IDs, but not meeting IDs in these pairs that are coming from the generate meetings. All right. Why did I think this would be simpler than it is? Because I'm a rookie, I guess. Never programmed anything before. So now let's go back to the backend and let's look at source app.ts. Generate meetings is the endpoint that it's using instead of get meetings, right? Yeah, generate meetings. And what does generate meetings do? Oh, generate meetings. Okay, let's look at this function, generate coffee group. I believe I'm supposed to use get instead of generate. So let's see what it does. Generate meetings for coffee group returns this. Get meetings for group returns this. So let's look at those two functions. Generate meetings for group and generate, what was the other one? It sounds almost the same. Get. So this is generate and the get meetings. So one is get, one is generate. So this is get and that's generate. All right. So let's look at get. So what does get return? Get group with ID. Okay, get returns what we want. Generate returns meetings list as array external member. And generate meetings is a helper for get. So I guess really quickly, let me just look up some TypeScript conventions. TypeScript make function private with leading underscore. I think in TypeScript, this is the convention for private functions. You can't literally have private functions in TypeScript. I think or maybe they have a private keyword. Just add a hash. All right, this is too complicated. I'm just going to, no, I don't like that. How to make a private function in TypeScript. Because I would actually like to do that here. And I do want to use, look, like normally when I'm at work, I have to pick, I don't have to. Actually, it's better to reason about everything and get to the bottom of it. That's the only way to truly know. So how do we get into the TypeScript private feature? Yeah, okay. We can add private functionalities. So in this case, they are using the underscore, and that would be a typical pattern. I think I'd like that. How do they do it on functions? Private log. Oh, methods can also be private. So let's try async private generate meetings for group. Private modifier must precede async. I don't know how that's easy to read, but okay. Private async generate meetings for group. Let's see if that works. Modifiers cannot appear here. What? Oh, great. My linter just ate it up. So, right. I'm going to go with the convention that I know, which is add an underscore. And that way it is quite obvious that it's a private function. I would go ahead and change the front end. This is going to be tricky to get meetings for group rather than generate meetings for group. So let's look at for the word generate meetings for group. Oh, my tests are going to break too. Great. Group service dot underscore. Perfect. That's good. I don't know if I'm allowed to call a private function like that, but hey, oh, it's not actually private. It's just a convention. Phew. That's a good lucky break there. Okay, let me fix that. Meetings list underscore generate async. Oh, this one doesn't have to be that. Oh, that's inside the group function. Group service test, fix that. Okay, so now await group service. I would definitely want to remove this. Well, you may want to. Do I want it to be private? Let me think about this. No, I take it back because there may be situations in which get doesn't work and the front end wants to generate things again. And if these are all the changes that I made, I'm just going to revert them because then they're pointless. I'm just going to get rid of them. And let me go back to square one and just change the call to the get meetings for group to change from generate to get. So let's go stick to just the front end and try to modify the front end to use get instead of generate. So generate dash should give me this. I just want to do this get meetings. Now, my response will not parse in view, but I should get, yeah, I should get basically all the group with all the meetings. So no meetings found. Let's see, what is it? Preview, headers preview, result. Right. So now get meetings, return res.result dot meetings. Okay, and get meetings is the function where it's called. Import get meetings, this dot list get meetings. This dot meeting m.id, perfect. This dot list, so list. Oh, cool. So it is iterating now and just offering something different. What is filtered list? Let me look inside a meeting. What do I have inside a meeting? So meeting.participants. So this dot list meetings. I think all the search logic is completely broken. So let's just reason about everything and get it right. So first of all, let's figure out where in the page this render logic is being done. So this is v4 meeting comma I in filtered list, right? So this is be person comma j in meeting dot participants. See if this works. All right then. So we got it to work again. Just goes to show most of coding is straight hacking around. Get meetings. No, that's not true. I know what I'm doing. I just talk in a very self-deprecating way. So now I've stashed these changes. So I've got meetings to show up again, but filtered list is not working. Okay, so let's make it a priority for maybe next week or whatever that broke filter list on meetings page, right? But right now let's get towards the functionality, because at the end of the day, searching for members was nice, but not as critical as marking meetings is done. Now let's see how we mark meeting is done. On click, mark meeting is done, meeting. So what is the meeting object? Perfect. So now when I mark a meeting is done, it may actually work. Crazy. What? All right, I'm not going to cuss on. I'll try not to. Okay, did that work? No, what did it do? Hello, I'm clicking you. All right, let's go to the mark meeting is done function and start logging stuff. Now, first of all, I wonder, how does view.js work with the debugger? So let's see what we can do about that. So async mark meetings is done, meeting. Debugger. Unexpected debugger statement, no debugger. Okay. Add debugger to Vue.js. Okay. Yeah, I know that. Okay, well, let's see if our debugger will just attach. I don't think so, because the Docker container. Message, yes. Hey, Ilias. Let me take these private messages off the screen, I guess. Let's start hacking on the view friend. Find the view friend. Learn. Is there a way to attach a debugger? Debugger. View project. It might be that because it's inside the Docker container, I need to expose a port or something to attach. But first, I want to know, is it possible to add a debugger? Or in any other way, pause and examine the program execution like a but with extension or something. Also, good news is that next week I will know how to debug things in Vue. In the meanwhile, I guess I'm going to go back to my old school way, which is console.log meeting, and then which is using console.log statements basically. And then there's a mark meetings as done function, which comes from here. Go to definition, open a new tab. Mark meetings as done. Oh, meeting members IDs, that's the one. This is all wrong. Okay, cool. Okay. Let's see what happens. Woo! And that is actually working. So we got mark meeting as done to work. But we added the new broken filter list. We'll get back to that. So this first task of the day is done. So got mark meetings as done to work. I'm gonna do the code shifting from done to occurred to done. Let's think about the priorities here, and let's do some triage. And while that's fascinating, let's move that down the list because honestly, it's not that important. And let's actually get to work on this. So let me add the schedule tab and put it up in a static way. That's also fun. Let's do it in that order. So if I spend some time on getting the schedule tab up, that would be good. So I think I'm going to take like a 3 or 4 minute break and then come back and start working on the second task. I can set it up for myself though. This is the meetings page. So let me close the other pages. Well, no, we need the router as well. We need coffee groups, ID, meetings. So we need another meet path, which is called schedule. Hey, blah, 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 hey, blah, blah, blah. Hey, blah, 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 hey, blah, blah, blah. Right? And then we need a, so much for my break, I totally lied there. Can't find schedule.view, that's good, because it doesn't exist. Let's add a new file and let's call it schedule.view. Hey buddy. I don't know why it's inside this underscore ID folder, but that's where it is. And now that works. Let me add a link to it. Let me just do the bare minimum and put these empty template tags inside, which should just give life to it. Template requires a child. Okay, that's good news. Div not loaded. Loading. Div no. Oh, I see. It's good. It's good. Started. And now schedule. Meeting schedule. So new tab schedule. So index.view should have the tab for meetings somewhere. So where is that? Nope. Oop. Why is main called marketing hero? I mean, obviously because it's from a template. But let's see. Go to definition. Go to definition file. What is this file? Ta-da-da-da. All the pages, not a good But yeah, what is pages coffee groups? Pages index.view. Select coffee groups. App.view is my app, I think. Main.js is the wrapper. Router.js is the routes to which I just added the schedule. Okay, and then all the app components are coming from here. So coffee group list is the page. Which page is this? No, start all over. So yeah. Log in. Okay, now this is how we go. Okay, pages, coffee groups, index.view, settings. So we add an app link right here. All right, and now the tab appeared here. When I click on it, why does it show the settings page? Because it's the wrong row. Okay, now when I put this up, it says login, so cool. We got a schedule page. Oh, some magic. Cool. Schedule page. Page works. Now let's build the static page. Okay, cool. And now I'm going to take that break, that aforementioned break. I'll be back at 8. The prodigal, that is to say me, has returned. So let's look at settings.view or schedule.view, and let's start to prototype what it might look like, which is really the goal for today. Focus on the front end, get a schedule tab, and maybe put it up in a static. Okay, then fix the back end and get the stuff we need. All right, which we may not get to today. Where did I put it on today's list? Well, that's definitely not getting done today. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so for now, I don't know where this setting stuff you know. Okay. And then I want meetings.view since that's my favorite page these days. Let's look at you. So let's put the same text. V. Okay, so now let's go down to the functionality bit. Focus on that first. So let's see what this does. Script. So the script tag at the bottom of the page, and the script tag, I can also move this forward. The script tag has some spicy stuff in it, so it's outside of the template tag. Good to know. Learning about view here. Whoa, that's cool. Import define component, export default define component. So we don't need to do all that for some reason, or at least Elias doesn't think we need to, and I trust Elias over the machine. Let's do export default, open object, data. And so by default, right, we want to return search. Want search schedule list. Loaded false. I'm going to return this. Cool. Now it's one object called data, another function called data. What else have we got in this default object? So we have another one called computed. And computed is a property, that's an object as well. It's got a function called ID, which is going to return this dot dollar route dot params dot ID. I have no idea what that is. Why do I want that? Object. I don't like doing that stuff. Okay, so we're gonna remove search because I don't want to add features I don't understand at this point. I mean, I do understand, which seems, I don't know why I would need ID ever. I don't see it being used anywhere. I think it's just a pattern that Ilias likes. So no computed properties, right? I'm gonna leave it empty. Actually, I don't even leave it empty because there are no computed properties. When the component is mounted, okay, so now I'm starting to understand what this is. These are the entry points. This dot init. And now the methods, async init. I don't know why that's async, but okay. This dot schedule list. Equal to, and this is great. This is where I get to create a mock object and create a page with it. commandos. So let's create an empty list. So what I want in a schedule list is a prototype it, right? So first of all, let's take a look at the backend and see what the backend has got. And you know what? I'm okay with implementing it in a like a direct way right now. I don't know. We take a look. I don't want to speak too soon. Let's do a bit of investigation. So services, group service, schedule meetings for group. This returns future rounds of meetings. Okay. So let's take a look at what these future rounds of meetings look like. The easiest way to do that is to add an endpoint for scheduled meetings for groups. So I think this will be the same pattern as generate, where we want to do async get meetings for group. This is a list of all the meetings, group meetings. And in schedule meetings for group, this is an operation. So right now, these meetings in this view are unscheduled, right? So we may not actually need a separate schedule tab. Another way to implement the same functionality is to show the date that this meeting is scheduled for right there, and then make this a table, right? And then you can mark it as done, in which case it'll go to another table, or you can hit another button that says schedule everything in the group, and it will just take all the undone ones and whatever. So okay, that's a better idea. So let's go back to meetings and let's try to work with that. And where does it say yeah, you know what? I'm going to copy meetings.view. Keep things hygienic. Oops, wrong page. Okay, and I'm gonna just literally copy it. And I'm gonna start messing with it here. So the schedule page and the meetings page will look identical. Right. Now I'm gonna start messing with the schedule page so that the meeting page is still the old one that I understand. Well, not understand, it's what Ilyas had before, and we get him back in the picture once we've done some of these features. So now person.name. So this is now showing for meeting participants each thing. So this is for each meeting in the filtered list, which for now is the entire list, right? So for person J in meeting.participants, so v4 meeting comma I in filtered list. I want meeting.occurred. So blah 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 blah. So I don't know how to do a flexbox, which is quite interesting, I guess. Or not really. So this is flex one. And this has no. Great. So this, let's inspect this page. So I'm actually taking a class called front end, like CSS for developers, I guess, to understand what this does. So this is a flex item center. This is a flex item center. This is a flex item center. Where is the plus then? CSS magic. Oh, that's the SVG. If not 0, then it's a plus. I see. Very, very sexy. So okay, let's outside here just add another flex item center, right? Come on, Visual Studio Code, and this is not a v4. This is just another item like that. And now that's right. A, B, C, D, I love you. Right, and that would be the meeting date. Okay, it did not render very well. Flex one. Let's try random stuff. See what happens. style. Flex 2. No, let's do flex. Display flex. Flex 1. What does flex 1 do? Flex 1. Bring shrink basis. All right, I don't understand anything about Flexbox. I should really learn. How do I do padding left? So let's do flex. Item center. Let's just put the date for now, and then maybe Elias can teach me. How do I put a key? Aha. Right. So this should show me meetings that are already done. True, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. Why are they not true? Oh, true. That's the one that's true. Perfectimundo. All right. Now let's see what is the schema of the meeting object. We're waiting. Okay, that's a word true. Let me just add the string of code. Record done. And then we got another flex item, which now should be it. Result meetings to scheduled the date. Perfectimundo. So we can see all the meetings are scheduled for the 31st of May, which is next Monday. Let it be so. Boom shakalaka. Okay, so now all that the schedule button needs to do is schedule all the meetings, and then this view will already show you all the meetings. So done question mark? No. When question mark? This is really terrible UX, but since the noise-rich crowd are mostly backenders. All right, so it is scheduled. I don't know why I have that scheduled boolean. It doesn't, well, whatever. So done false, schedule false when this date. So first, let's say JavaScript print date in browser locale. How do I do that now, son? Date.toLocale date string. So let's try that. Meeting.date new date dot toLocale date string should work. So new date toLocale date string. Well, let's see if modern JavaScript comes through. Hey, buddy, that's great. Except this is not in the local time zone. Wait, maybe it is. 5:31. Yeah, okay, cool. That did work. So toLocale date string with hours, minutes, days? No. That shows the time zone. All right, whatever. For now, this is way better than anything I've seen yet. So we are all good, and we have these dates scheduled. Now let's see if we can do an action, right? Which would say schedule meetings. and then have that action just go ahead and schedule all the meetings that are not done. Where's the one that's true? I see. Cool. My brain is frying, so let's take a break. What am I committing here? Schedule page is almost working. Needs the button to schedule meetings. Okay. Now, how to add a button? So the best way to add a button is to copy the buttons from settings. And as you can see, we have these fancy ass buttons here. I don't know why I said ass. They're just fancy. These are the proposed meetings that will happen next. Search. So that's just tack that on in there. Very sexy. So this would be schedule meetings. Schedule future meetings. Damn it. That's what I want to do. So schedule future meetings. Now, when you click this button, at click action should not be refresh. At click should be blah, 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 blah. What is it? Schedule meetings. And now we want a method, an async method. And that should schedule w. It's constantly about the statement. Remove it from being that years long. Nobody said refresh. Wow, but that's okay. Let's search for some Foss tunes since I'm tired of not having tunes. Foss music. Oh. Free and open source music. The free music archive. Switch? No, I just want to stream down. Never mind. Free music archive. Oh. Whatever. Next time, I guess. One of these times. All right. Moving along. So I can sing, I guess, to entertain you guys. Did you guys know that there's a lady in the UK who used to sing like the Rolling Stones while working at the checkout in a supermarket, like a big chain supermarket like Tesco or something? And she got sued for rebroadcasting music. Okay, let's add a notification first, and the notification would say schedule meetings. Yeah, buddy. Successfully. No interjection. Is that what Yeah. Okay. Now where is notifications? So what is notifications? Import notification. Needs a new function. Export async function. Schedule meeting. It's probably good at other things we need for it. Schedule meetings. Or group. Oh, that's a coffee group, so this is the wait post. Everybody schedule meetings. And that's the perfect function. And we can call it error. Notifications is not defined because I didn't save the page, buddy. And schedule meetings is defined but never used. Right, good for you. Ta-da, ta-da, all right, you stickler. Right, now if I click this, it should say, woohoo, schedule meetings, boom, that looks good. So now let's try and hit the back end. Create schedule meetings. Now I'll say, did it work? This is a reload, obviously. Request failed, boom, 404, but the request is group ID undefined. Oh, you bad boy. Aha, this ID. Undefined, not defined. Perfect, but schedule meetings, group 6, schedule, perfect. So now we need to add a backend route to schedule meetings. Front end button to schedule future meetings. Now we need to add a backend route for schedule coffee group. Hooray. Schedulings. Boom, 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 boom. Host me coffee group. All right. Now let me add a backend route. La da da dee da. La da 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 dee da. Sorry. So I have a good idea. This mark is done can just be a toggle. Let me make notes for Ilias. Mark is done can just be a toggle. And just be a toggle. That would make it much easier. Cool. And now that we are getting to somewhere, we can send it. And Flex, how to build a table? Can you teach me? Oh. Notes for Williams, 26. Okay, now that I'm adding more personality to this interaction, backend route. Hey buddy. That yes. Now, my friend here, host station schedule meetings. So schedules SC should go right here. Coffee group, buddy. Schedulings. Sorry, I have hygiene. Do great things. Maybe one day while programming, I will become like the Beatles. This music is copyrighted by me. You actually know that. So schedule meetings. No, so it would be schedule meetings for coffee group 20. That would be me. So this function should be imported in this one right there. This function doesn't exist, so I'm going to need control. Yeah, who came up with the word controller? What does it mean? I'm going to DuckDuckGo that. What does the word etymology of the word controller in MVC? What's a controller anyway? Pardon the long length of this. Jeez. Okay. Oh, one of the central ideas of Smalltalk was the MVC paradigm. Within that paradigm, MVC had a well-defined limited meaning. It defined MVC as the application of three-way factoring where objects of different classes take all operations related to the application domain, the model, the display of the application's domain state, the user interaction with the model and the view. So yeah, that's in this case, that's perfect. The user is interacting with the model through the view via the controller. Thumb up. Perfecto. Where now I'm really starting to lose. Okay. Too much, but good facts. So to rehash those facts in a format that I understand, the controller is an entity that has methods that interface between the user via the view to the model. Perfect. So I've understood that now. Well, who knows if I've understood that, but I've got a nice. So let's do this and put it in its right place, like the Radiohead song. And schedule meetings for a coffee group for me. Group ID, data, there's no data. This is true. Let's do the per type, group service dot schedule meetings for group. Group ID. Typecasting, Typescript, which is fun. All right. So now hitting this button will definitely do something. Let's find out what. Okay, let's see the console. I'll clear the console. Let's do this button. Woohoo! And so our result is a bunch of pairs of meetings, a bunch of pairs of users. Oh no, meetings that occur every week. So cool. I think it's almost breakdown for me, but I like recapping that. So now I have a schedule for future meetings. When I hit it, it's giving me a response in the console, which is a list by week. I need to take this list by week and do this. This is not relevant. This is just not relevant. This is just junk. So let's focus on the front end, get a schedule chapter, and then so this is done now. schedule meetings for group algorithms work. The output should be a group, not future rounds of meetings, and actual scheduling of week per week should be done. So let's focus on these two parts. This part is really going to be kicked down the road because that's a really wish list, I think. So the whole program is written to accommodate cases where you can have groups of a size other than 2, which is interesting for the UX, and like for the MVP, we're not going to do that. Let's just hope that it works. So you start adding words. Add dictionary. Definitely add dictionary. Definitely add dictionary. Definitely add dictionary. Definitely add dictionary. All right. Definitely add to direction. Jeez, I might even program. They need a hotkey for add to dictionary. All right. So, and okay, now that's much better. I hate those. Right? And Ilyas's name. Come on, guys. Okay. Now, I'll push you a group now future rounds. So let's go back and look at the schedule and see where we're at with that. Yeah, almost break time. So what's in this commit? In this commit, we have, created backend endpoint for So basically I can override this list or whatever in the front end. I run this to the front end part. If I return a group with meetings, but how do I return a, let's look at the function. So schedule meetings for group. And let's look and see how noisy we are. Yeah, writing a bunch of junk. So we have the right output. Don't really need console.log, all this stuff. But whatever, leave it for now. It's complicated. So future rounds of meetings. Okay. So rather than return that, I want to go through the future rounds of meetings and do subsequent Mondays. Oh no, round index 0. So where is the future rounds of meeting round index? The push potential meeting. Okay. I can go through in a second pass. It's okay. Just for hygiene, and then I can save that on the meetings and then return the group. Yeah, let's do that. But yeah, 5-minute break, back at 5 on the 5, 7 minute, 8:50. And that'll be the last push for the day. All right, I'm back. Okay, so I know you missed my tunes more than you missed me, but now we have the future rounds of meetings, and we want to add next Monday. So next Monday, how do I do next Monday? Next Monday. So create meeting sets the date to next Monday. How do I set? God, I fucking hate this. All right. Do I have any util file? Yes, util.ts. Okay. Export const. Next Monday. Weeks away. And I can do this. Oh. I'm gonna just check what's the difference between an arrow function and transfer. I don't really fully understand this. Okay, cool, dude. Let's see the answer. So 7 star number of weeks away. The default is to 1. Very clever. Cool. And now I'm going to use this here. Next Monday. Okay, so meeting service does not have an update meeting or schedule meeting function. I will add that. So let's get next Monday. Let's go back to the schedule meeting function in the group service. And then you schedule meetings for groups. Schedule meetings for group. So actually, where does it append it to future meeting.push? So this is my match index. Oh, this is member calculation. So right here is where I probably want to just do the saving. Yeah. And let's do I think I would do let potential meeting because it's more hygienic. And then I can do potential meeting. Await meeting service dot schedule meeting potential meeting ID. Oh, what is the org ID? Org ID. Ready. ready. Potential meeting ID. Potential meeting ID and to keep node ready and round index +1. Meetings away, and I would do async schedule meeting ID number and wait don't update. Perfect. Ready number x away equal to 1. Post meeting date is equal to next Monday. Okay. For false, stepping out of word if date meeting date and schedule. Sure. Recommendo, bruh. And I should schedule meetings. Hopefully, let's do schedule meeting. So write test for schedule meeting. It's an important point. Yeah, well, let's see what this looks like. So now when I do schedule, it should actually save the updates, but I'll have to refresh the page to see them all. I hope these folks should, based on my experience so far, are right. Wish the program well. It's about to enter the completion zone. Boom. There we go. All right, no mind. There we go. Not compiling? Oh, what's your deal? Running. There we go. Scheduling away. And now if I refresh the page, what's going to happen? Okay, that's a bummer. Why didn't you work? Okay, so let's see. Await meeting service to schedule meeting. Meeting at the number of weeks. Let's see the response. Result. What? Oh boy. Result view. Result is empty array. What? Let's see if we have a console. Okay, let's not log other stuff. You're out. Let's remove this for now. By 31. Huh. Why is the date wrong? Okay, let's do console.log number of weeks away, comma, meeting date. That's not a problem. Even though 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, the functionality of get next Monday does not work. So let's go to the definition of get next Monday and let's do a test. Or let's just first try the algorithm. So console. Let's try 2 Mondays away, right? So const number, well, let number of weeks away 2. All right. Now const next some date, meeting date. Equal to new date. Oh, whatever, I made a const should have. So meeting date dot set date meeting date date dot get date plus. Oh, it should just be it should be outside. So meeting date dot get date plus 1 plus 7 minus meeting date dot get date percent 7 with this should be 31. Okay. Now how do I find JavaScript number of weeks away Monday? I should just be able to add days. So what is 1 plus 7 get day percent 7? What is that? 5 days. Okay. So if I can do number of weeks away, 0 times 7 plus. Okay. Okay. And if I can do meeting date dot get date plus 38. Okay, let's try this. So this should be 1 week away. So meeting date dot set date. Meeting date. Monday, June 7th. Is that right? Repost. Set. Perfect Mundo. Okay, cool. So this is the formula. And I should be calling this meeting date. Oh. Okay. Now this should work. Maybe I can do a chicken egg story and see. How much is the dog in the window? So meetings are scheduled. And now I refresh the page. And come on, sun. Yep, 5:30, 6:06. Oh, ignoring the ones that have occurred. So downfalls. Sweetness. Let me send the good news to Ilias. Hello, darkness, my only friend. Oh, Dippy, Mr. Dippy. Anyone? Ilias. All right, lad. Where you at? Let me also write. So some good news on Twitch today. I got through the scheduling part. So the first one is done. All right. Schedule. toggle. What are my other notes for him? Bring down toggle and I want to know flex how to make it. I think in 2 weeks we can do the front-end checkpoint. Okay, so right now that we did that, that was a major milestone for me. Really, I've been wanting to do that for so long. Okay, let me commit. Works like a dream. Wow. Scheduling meetings works needs some UX, front-end UX, and flex table and toggle for that, and backend return a group with meetings instead of the featureized meetings. So how do I get meetings for group? Regenerate response. This is all I need to do. Very brilliantly. No need for that. Let's do this. And now front end, we can quickly man, this is so sweet. Okay, when the front end, we can quickly reload the group in this case. How do I quickly reload the front end? Schedule down here. This list. Business go to definition. Go to definition. Oh, is that it? Really? Or maybe it will. Maybe mark this meeting is done. Uh, oh, on this case, we need a result. Copy groups. Oh. Yeah, let's see what happens. There we go. Okay, these two are done true. The rest are all scheduled. If I mark this as done true, scheduled, I should have 5:30. Oh, what? Okay, I don't know if the algorithm is working super well, but I think I need a little UX cleanup, and I definitely need a break. Definitely, it's not bad, but why didn't it reschedule? Fascinating. True, true, true. Oh no, we're done true. So let me just for now. Well, first of all, this page is working. Meeting scheduling algorithm. It's not updating correctly. So let's go back and look here. Scheduled meetings for group. Where is the unscheduled meetings done occurred? Not meeting occurred. Unscheduled meetings not meeting occurred. So true. And then true. And then true. All at 5:30. Okay. True. Scheduled. True. We want 5:30. 5:30. 6:6. Now it should be 6:13, 6:13, but it doesn't. Oh, because of Jamie, Aditya, and Jamie. Whoa. Oh, interesting. I think it did work. Okay, all right. This is a fair permutation, but I guess Ilyas, Aditya, everybody skips a week. Interesting. So I guess anytime, this was where I was supposed to put the checkpoint in, which is anytime all 6/6. Why doesn't Jamie? Oh, Jamie can't have a meeting on 6/6. You know what? This is pretty good. I don't really understand. Not I don't understand. I need to talk to somebody / think about how the algorithm should be improved. I guess I can talk to Ilyas about it now. But basically, I noticed some interesting things. I noticed some interesting things. In this picture. On the week of 6/6, Ilyas, Gorshin, and Aditya and Aditya have meetings, but Jamie does not. This is because there are 5 members in the group. After that, There's only one meeting a week. I like this, as in it is clearly working correctly, but is it the behavior that users expect? Cool, so I wrote a nice note to Ilyas. I got somewhere with this. I'm gonna push all my changes so he can see them, whatever. And I'm gonna quickly prep next meeting and see what's up. So this I fixed too. Wow, so I got through exactly everything I wanted and didn't really mess up the backlog. Do I really care about tests at this point? I do, of course, but I really want to get to launch. And so let's start. It's the season to be ruthless. So definitely this is more important than that. Fix that search, or just hide the search, because whatever. I think the next thing should be to make done a toggle in the front end. Okay, and then to make a table of flex dates so it looks better. Then to make a cron that messages the two participants on that day and says, hey, please pair up this week. I think these are the most important tasks, and these should be proposed list for next week. 6-2, I guess. Cool, and then after that, we'll be on to deployment, because if I get through this list, the app works. It just needs to be sent out on the internet. It's simpler than Donut. You know, Donut's got a ton of nice features. It schedules the meetings for you, offers you different options, lets you reschedule, connects via Zoom. Like, these are all great features. But this is free, and it has the basic MVP functionality. It actually does what I'd feel comfortable even like launching it in a couple of Slacks. Yeah, let's do this, and then in June, let's deploy it, and let's try it in the wild. And if we feel good about it, let's get our product hunt. Definitely we're getting our product hunt this summer. So that's exciting. All right. Ryan, I don't know if you're around. Oh, so I think I'm gonna wrap up 5 minutes early because I don't know if you caught that, but I got the scheduling part done.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm really good. Like, it needs cleanup on the front end, but like I can mark meetings as done, and then it's pairing people correctly. It's pairing them slightly differently than another app, commercial app does, but my algorithms aren't wrong either. It's like when there's a group of 5, for example, like this example, only 4 people can meet in pairs in a week, right? So in the week 6, 6, 4 are meeting here, but then after that, like the list of remaining participants is so small that each week there's only 1 meeting because it's going through and it's pairing everybody till the end. And so the actual pairings are correct, but as a user experience, if I'm a user and I'm expecting to be scheduled a meeting every week, it's a little jar. Like, I don't know, like I need to just think that through. What it's doing is correct, but I don't know if that's delivering the ideal user experience where the user is thinking, oh, there's a pool of people, I want to meet one of them every week.
Yeah.
Either way, I'm not sure what to do because this is clearly working and it's good enough for like a launch. So I'm feeling really good about taking what I have now, cleaning up the front end, and then actually sending the messages every Monday, like to the 2 participants on Slack, like, hey guys, you guys should meet this week. I think if I do that, and I also do if I do that, I can launch it as an MVP, but then I would also like to have a check-in at the end. Did you guys meet? To just close the loop, like the next week or whatever, or on Friday. Like, it asks you on Monday, will you guys meet on Friday? It's like, did you guys meet? So I'd like to do that before I put on Product Hunt, but definitely I can go ahead, deploy it, and test it after I clean up this page, and that's pretty much it.
That's
So yeah.
really cool. I'm trying to think. Like, at some point, maybe we could try putting this on the Noise Bridge or Neurotech Slacks, since those are both
Yes,
pretty massive.
absolutely. That's the kind of place that I would love to do it. I think for NoiseBridge, you'd need opt-in.
Yeah.
In case of neurotech, I think the group is small enough that an admin can just ask everybody if they want to be opted in and
For
just.
neurotech, the Slack is over 6,000 people.
Okay, yeah. So then for both those groups, we need the opt-in. No. So in here, you can construct a curated list, right? So you,
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay.
So the whole point is, I'll show you exactly how it works. It's really cool. So I can create a new group, and it'll be like neurotech people who said yes 6-1. Okay, like no, I'm being serious. Like
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and then you would actually say, okay, from like this,
Everyone from specific channels.
and no, and then
Okay.
you can actually filter them out too.
Oh,
So I can,
nice.
yeah. So it's. I mean, I've never not tested the UX with 6,000 members. We just assume like 20 to 50 or whatever. But yeah. The idea is you can do it. It's just we don't have the functionality of literally asking them, do you opt in? And and I do know that from like I signed up for a really cool app called Lunch Club, really cool app, which is trying to do this commercially through AI.
Oh,
But
yeah,
then
I feel I heard of that one.
but I
Because,
never attended any of the meetings because I didn't want to speak to strangers much. Like, I'll be honest, like weekly was bad. Like that's way too often. Right. And plus then they were like scoring me on like, I have enough stuff. Like I'm pretty busy. So I do find that if you're in a remote project, right? I think that's the ideal use case because you actually have a strong reason to like meet with others you're not directly collaborating with because you guys are all on the same project. So like if you guys have a bunch of people who are working on the VR museum, for example, but all of you don't always meet,
yeah.
that's a really good use case for people who are actually interested. Because when you catch up, even if we don't have like random stuff to say, we can talk about the project in new ways.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's good for that, honestly, but I don't want to like block anybody. I want them to use it. I just don't want to spam people. Like we get enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. I can talk with like the neurotech if there's like a channel or something that we'd want to test this in.
Yeah,
Because it
or I think your anime fans, if you guys want to share recommendations or something, I don't
yeah.
know, like
Or we
just small.
use Discord for all that. So
Uh, I see, I
yeah.
see. This is now a Slack bot. So yeah, keep
Yeah.
it. And I'm not. I would be down to like have neurotech people do it. I just don't want people's first experience of virtual coffee bot to be like that spammy thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all. But yeah, if it's a list of like 20, 30 people and you've actually confirmed with them they're interested in this as an experiment, yeah,
Yeah.
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 That's also another interesting thing might be with a thing like Neurotech X, our Slack has uh 14 common languages. So some people only speak in certain languages.
Mhm.
So it could be awkward if you're accidentally paired up with someone who speaks a different language. I wonder if there's a way to tag that.
We can definitely get the information from Slack about what language Slack is in. It's just a lot of customization that I just wasn't expecting to
Yeah.
do like at launch.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I'm thinking long term. I
oh, yeah, yeah.
this is not.
Long term, I would love to do it for Discord for thing. But you're right with language. I think I mean there's ways to create pools, right? So I can
Yeah.
create a pool of people in that language, and you
Yeah.
could always, when you create a pool, add a magic backend functionality that splits the pool by languages spoken,
Yeah.
where the language is their primary language in Slack. That wouldn't be hard to do in the
Yeah.
future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
But obviously, that doesn't accommodate bilingual people or trilingual people or
yeah.
multilingual people. But whatever. Like, yeah, those are like advanced use cases that I'll be excited to explore. So
Yeah.
thanks for telling me. I'll note that. Okay, cool. So I'll be on next week. This time I will confirm by, well, I'll definitely be on next week since it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. So let's do next week for sure. I'll make the invite by Friday. And this time, again, it's a holiday weekend, so I don't know. I think I'll do the whole Friday cycle from after the holiday weekend. I'm not gonna log on to the internet during the holiday, so
Yeah.
I will just make the invite maybe now or tomorrow morning, and then I'll see you next Wednesday. Have a great anime festival, man,
Yep.
and thank you for hosting yet again. I
Yep.
hope it's really going well for me. So
Yeah,
I
it's been
appreciate it.
very smooth. I do need to figure out what's wrong with Twitch, though. I need to go into the back end of Twitch, figure out what the heck's happening. But yeah, the YouTube worked flawlessly again.
Awesome. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
really excited.